Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is HowFast. My name is Justin, if you're new here. And if you don't know, I'd like to introduce you to Dodgey. This is Dodgey, our LS-powered, what will be an LS-powered drag car. He was once a NASCAR or CAS car, a Canadian NASCAR. And we've got a built motor that we're going to be putting in him. Also, we're doing some maintenance on Judy, our 3500 GMC, and Hildy, our E90 BMW. Now, last week I had mentioned I had got some maintenance items for the girls, and one of them was an oil change and an exhaust gasket for Judy. So I started that and I filmed it, so I'll show you guys that right now. You can catch up with me after that. Oh yeah, it's been a while. Judy, how you doing, girl? It's been almost a month. I wasn't ignoring you, you know that. And we're gonna play nice, right? You know, just gonna do like we do. Wow, that's sad, Judy. You gotta do me like that, Judy.
Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the HowFast Igloo. I am under Judy, who is buried under some snow. I don't know if you guys can see. She's absolutely buried. And I've had her running for a bit, so she's nice and warm. All the oil's nice and loose. And there's the oil plug. So we're gonna get this thing drained out, get her changed, and then there's an exhaust gasket we've got down here where two become one. See what we can do about reaching for that one today as well. So let's get this changed. Now, I don't know if you guys do all your own maintenance or not. It's always nice, you know, to have a garage or something to work in. But I mean, that's not always the case, right? Not everybody has a garage that they can work in. Even though I have a garage, getting old Judith here into the garage, that would probably be a task. Y'all know this trick, right? Keep pushing on it, pushing on it, pushing on it until it comes out, and then hopefully move your hand fast enough. Ready, steady, go. Oh yes. Not a drop spilt. I fully expect this oil to be pretty dirty because she's overdue. It's my fault. I shouldn't have let it go so far, but the weather's beautiful, you know. I couldn't find the time to get under here and just spend some of my afternoon. I'll just let that drain out and I'll catch up with you guys in a minute. Hope everyone's having a good Sunday. A nice Sunday, relaxing day. Hope you guys enjoyed last week's video. The editing on that one took a little while, but I think it was worth it. Now, the tricky part, climbing back under the truck without spilling this. Okay, boys and girls. Now that the oil change is done, time to change a gasket. Okay. So, this is going to be fun. I got a retail. Here's one. Both the washers magically. I'll put it there. Don't let me forget it. Well guys, I got the exhaust gasket out. You can tell why it was leaking. Pretty bad shape. But speaking of shape, you'll notice the shape of this one. And I don't mean how beat up it is, I mean just in general the shape next to the one that eBay has told me was the right size for this truck. So I don't have the right gasket to finish this up with, which is unfortunate. But hopefully a local place will have it. You know, the reason for doing this was so it's ready for next week. Bummer. Alright, here's our new gasket. I'm gonna try and get it in here.
Even with the new exhaust gasket in there, you can see that flange must be warped because it's still leaking out of there. Anyway, looks like she might have like a short somewhere. I think it's in the air compressor system, so I'm going to start digging around in there and see if I can find that. But I'm not going to bore you guys with that stuff. Catch up with me in a second here inside, and we're going to talk about some new parts that are coming in. So that was unfortunate. You know, we didn't have the right gasket, but I did actually end up finding it pretty close to my work, which is about an hour away from here. So that was really convenient. What else I've had come in last week? You guys saw we got the axle shaft, we got the drive shaft for Hildy, and I'm sorry I didn't wait for you guys. I couldn't wait because I had to look in here. If there was some parts in here, if this wasn't complete and it was not everything we needed, I would be wasting everyone's time, right? I'm wasting everyone's time. So I opened it up, pulled all the wrapping off. It is exactly as I hoped. It looks like a direct replacement, all the hardware, even a new axle nut. So if and when I destroy the end of the axle trying to get it out, I will have a new axle to put in. I also went to Home Depot and I picked up some supplies. And I'm going to make myself a bearing puller. And we're going to try and use these items here to pull the bearing out of the carrier on the BMW. So these things, I'm not going to get to this in this week's episode. There's actually more stuff to show you guys of what's come in as far as parts. So I have to still go pick that up. So I'm going to get in Judy right now, and we're going to take her for a ride down to LaSalle. We're going to go pick up those new parts. So come along for the ride. Hey guys, so here I am in LaSalle at my parents' house, and if you can see behind me, here is the most recent parts for Dodgey. Mickey Thompson ET drags for Dodgey for the back of him. So I gotta find some skinnies for the front, but this is what we're gonna be running in the back to start. Couldn't pass it up, really good deal from one of my buddies. So Mickey, thank you very much. If you're watching this, thanks buddy. So we're gonna get back in the truck, head all the way back up to Dresden, and then we might see how these fit. Alright guys, it took a little while to get back. LaSalle is over an hour away from Dresden. Here we have our new tires, as I just shown you. These are a 28 by 9 by 15 Mickey Thompson ET drag slick, and they're in pretty good shape. I mean, there's still lots of meat left on them. They're not dry rotted or cracked in any way. Good set of wheels with them. I think that they might be leaking around the rim, so I will probably just break the bead, clean the rim, and then reseat them. But over here, you can see I've set this one up, and you can see the difference between what's on there now and what we're going to be running. So you can see this is, I think this is over a 10-inch wide tire, and it's quite a bit shorter by a couple inches, I'd say. So that gives you an idea of the difference between these two tires that are currently on the car, and obviously that one would have been a you know, for a circle track. And now we have these, which I think are going to work well, and it really is all dependent on the back spacing, and I'm pretty sure this back spacing is going to line this up almost identical to where these original tires are. So now I'm looking for front. Now I need some skinnies, some front runners for the front here. So I'm looking for 3.5 or 4.5 inch wheels and tires for the front. If you guys know of anyone who has any, make sure you hit me up, howfast10@gmail.com. I'm obviously on the lookout for all sorts of good deals. I had a great deal on these, so obviously I had to say yes. I couldn't say no. Another deal that came up was a throttle pedal. So here's a throttle pedal assembly for Dodgey, along with all the hardware and springs, the cable. It's a really good deal. Came across and I thought, you know what, I can't pass this up. So I picked up Dodgey a throttle pedal. Now this is a floor-mounted throttle pedal. I'm curious to see how it's going to work in here, or if it's even going to work in here. So we're going to have to play around with this a little bit and find out if it's going to work and how it's going to work. Okay guys, that's going to do it for today's episode. I am probably going to be working on Hildy. She needs to get that axle done, so tonight I'm probably going to bring her in here and start the process. So I'm going to start recording that for you guys. That'll probably be next week's video and probably the week after that. So hopefully not, but that could be what happens. Trivia time. So last week we had a question that was, if you were a passenger in a drag car, what forces would be enacting on your body? There were a lot of correct answers. I say that with an asterisk. Kristen had the correct answer. She was the first person to answer G-force. I pinned her response. I'm going to give her a point for that. I am, however, also going to award a point to Pavel over in Korolev, Russia. He actually responded with a small g. So the small g versus a capital G is actually the G-force versus the capital G, which is a G constant, which is something we see in between planets within our solar system. So the force is actually a lowercase g. So Pavel, I'm going to give you a point as well last week. So Kristen and Pavel both getting 1 point. Craig at 2 for the HowFast Gear. So congratulations guys on those correct answers. And now for this week, I have again yet another international question for all you automotive enthusiasts. This week's question for the HowFast Gear is, which country has the highest rate of car ownership? Is it A, Germany, B, Luxembourg, C, USA, or D, Japan? Make sure you guys get your answers in first. I will pin the first correct answer. I usually pin it about 24 hours after the answers have been given. And don't forget guys, if you're looking for any HowFast Gear and you haven't played any of the trivia, there's still a chance to win some. But if you don't want to play in the trivia and you still want some gear, you can go to howfast.ca or you can email me at howfast10@gmail.com. I really look forward to hearing from you guys. Can't wait to see those answers. I'll catch up with you guys next time. Find out how fast we can make this car go.